Pleasant good day to you once again as we come to you 2026 with more powerful presentations. And this week we will continue to reflect on the nature of the world in which we live. But as usual, we remind you that our channel is all about positivity, it's all about elevating mankind. And to do so, we need to continue producing the work that we do. So you can support us by calling and booking a counseling or coaching appointment. You can buy my book Conversation, priced at 100 TT, 45 EC or 15 US. You can participate in our ongoing courses, our 10-week course entitled The Fundamentals of Psychology, 4-week course entitled The Fundamentals of Public Speaking, costing 1,200 for students and 1,800 for the general public. 4-week course entitled Mastering Emotional Intelligence, costing $1,800 for students and $2,500 for the general public. All you need to do is give us a call at 1-868-778-5141, 779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. And as usual, I, Imo Bakari, your psychologist and life coach, I'm here once again to talk with you. And of course, I would like to hear from you. So as I present, at the end of it all, whether you agree or disagree with what I have to say, feel free and share your contributions via the comment section. Alright? That would be highly appreciated. And the motivational word for today is that you must not be a spectator in life. Do not sit on the sideline and be a spectator, but be an active participant in shaping your own lives, shaping the lives of your communities and your nation. Don't be a spectator, but be an active participant. So, the presentation today, as I said, the nature of the world we live in. So we live in a world that we can safely say is not based on fairness, not based on equality. We would even go as far as say not even based on morality. You know, we live in a world where might is right, where powerful nations do as they please, with no respect for international law. We have a situation where, many nations have assumed the right that they are of a higher ilk. So we have G7 countries and G20 countries, We have countries, imperial powers in the past, imperial powers after, Britain, France, United States of America, Germany, they have given themselves the title as first world, and they have given others the status of third world. And they see themselves as the leaders of the world. So, where did that entitlement come from? But again, power, as I said in a previous presentation, is very ruthless, it's very spineless. And man, in his greed for dominance, in his greed for material possession, will impose his will on others. So those who are weak, those who don't have much leverage in terms of the realm of power, in terms of resources, of developing their countries as they would like to, sometimes are backed in a corner to do things that are not in the best interests of their development. But notwithstanding challenges you may have, there is something called self-respect and dignity. We could at least be dignified in the positions that we take. And we heard our great brother in Burkina Faso talking, but yes, you might be poor, but at least you will have dignity, So the smaller countries and the countries that are referred to as weaker, and we have the current president of the United States of America openly stated, referring to countries as shithole countries, So we in the Caribbean here, whether you will see ourselves as allies or not, this is how we see you. As shithole countries, Latin America, Africa, it has been stated plainly. So you may not like him or agree with him, but at least he has said plainly to your face how he sees you. So, as I'm saying, the least we can have for ourselves is some dignity. And we must not just be bowing at the whims and fancies, notwithstanding our situation. So, we live in a world, I am emphasizing, that is patently unfair and patently unjust. And because of the nature of imperialism, because of the nature of people trying to spread the influence, and because of this self-anointment and appointment that they have given themselves, they do things, that break every law. And institutions designed to counterbalance, we know they also control those institutions, so they will get away with it, So many people now today believe that, what is happening in the role of the US in the Western Hemisphere, is being driven by the current leader. But if you look at the history of the operations over time, it's certainly not about him and what he is saying. That has always been their practice, that has always been their foreign policy in terms of imposing their will on other nations, So the recent kidnapping of President Maduro out of Venezuela is nothing new. We had a similar kidnapping of the former president of Haiti, Aristide, all right? So he was affected by interference, kidnapping in the early 2000s and also in 1991 when, again there was interference on the outside. We had in 1989 the invasion of Panama, the capture of the President Manuel Noriega. We had the US-backed change of government in 1973 in Chile. We had Iraq under George Bush. We all know of the famous theory of weapons of mass destruction, a fictitious story, but again, the end game was gaining control of the oil resources. And as people have now come to realize, those who didn't understand before, it's the same plan, the same strategy in the Venezuelan situation. So this has been the nature of the game, this has been the nature of the beast in all its different forms, and many other examples can be cited. So might is right, and when we operate, when might is right, the weak will be trampled, the weak will be crushed, and it is being stated clearly, it is being stated clearly that look, they're going to exert their will and authority upon you. And who don't like it, well, face the music. What can we do? We can raise our voices. We can take dignified positions. We can at least show that we are self-respecting and, we have a sense of dignity. Again, I quote Captain Chorori. In one of his recent comments, he said that, a diplomat made an offer that had him thinking deeply when he studied the plight of his nation. But on deeper reflection, he realized, there are no free lunches, and as much as they needed the resources to do things more quickly, it's better to do it on their own terms, and go through the grind. Because might is right, and because nations may want to attempt to show a sense of dignity and self-respect and self-determination, those who define themselves as mighty they tell you to your face, you have to toe the line. And many, because of their spineless nature, because of their weakness, they put their tails between their legs and they fall in line. This is not how it should be, you know. And let us show at least that we are self-respecting people by doing things that are in our best interest, and doing things that could benefit humanity. It ain't gonna be easy, but at least we should exercise our God-given talents and abilities to show that we at least are people of dignity, are people of self-respect, are people of determination, and are people who are prepared to fight for a better world. Let us at least play our part in fighting for a better world. So I thank you once again for listening to my presentation. I welcome your comments, whether you agree or not with my views, and also tell you that we're going to continue to play our part on this channel to produce a better world. We thank you for your support in the past. We ask you to subscribe to the channel, those who have not subscribed, like, share, and comment on the video, and to support our work. Right? Through our links, the YP and Patreon links, the account information flashing on the screen, through our ongoing courses, etc. Just give us a call at 1-868-778-5141, 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. So thank you once again for listening, and stay tuned for another powerful presentation next week, please God. Bye.